Hey everyone, my name is Kyle Barry, and I am from Indiana Wesleyan University. And this past year, I had the blessing to be a part of our very first dance marathon, both as a co-president and co-founder of our dance marathon program. This past year, we were able to raise over $13,000 in our first year, and it was just a very humbling experience, and I was honored to be a part of it. Because our event was in its first year, our team really had a goal to come together and create awareness for what Riley Hospital is and what Dance Marathon is, both within our campus community and the community that the campus is a part of, the local community as well. Since my first year at Indiana Wesleyan University, I really had this vision to start Dance Marathon there. And so with that, I needed to help create a culture where students were able to understand what Dance Marathon is. And so finally, we were able to do that through the actual Dance Marathon this past year. And there was a moment within that Dance Marathon that really just was like the defining moment where I was confident that students understood what Dance Marathon is. And that was when one of our Riley kids, which is our Children's Miracle Network Hospital, he was in the center and he was dancing, and all the students were in and around him, and they were just having a blast. The kid was having an amazing time. All of the college students were having an incredible time. Everybody was around this kid dancing, and I just kind of sat back and I observed from a distance, and I was like, I just kind of watched it, and I was like, you know what? These students get it now. They've had the opportunity throughout the evening to hear some of these stories. I've watched their emotions change throughout the night, and I could just tell that their attitude was changed through this experience, and it just became so evident, so clear through that experience where they were all just dancing around this kid for several minutes. For a student to understand what Dance Marathon is, they need to be able to be willing to put themselves in the shoes of the families that are there. You can talk and you can fundraise and you can learn the line dance and you can do all those different things, but until you've engaged with those families that are at the event, there's really no possible way to understand what Dance Marathon is, because it's in those interactions that you have with those families that you're truly understanding, wow, these people have a really strong need, and it's something that I, as a college student, I can do something about that through Dance Marathon. And using those relationships that you build with those families to really accelerate and to give yourself the drive to do all those other things that we think about when we think about Dance Marathon, all the crazy things, the fundraising, and learning the line dance, and all those different things that come with Dance Marathon. All of it comes back to understanding that the families have endured a lot, and some more than others, and that they just want to know that somebody's there for them, and that for a college student to be going so far out of their way, they have a lot of different things pulling their attention, and so for these families to see these college students coming together and fighting for them on their behalf, that's what it means to really understand Dance Marathon. So when I think back to this time when these students at our Dance Marathon were around this Riley kid, that's when everything came together for me, and that's when I was like, you know what, this is what all this hard work was for. This kid is having a blast. These my peers are having fun, and at the same time they're gaining understanding of what Dance Marathon is, which is so important for us in our first year. And so now, as I think about us going forward, these students are going to have something to go back on and be like, yeah, I remember when we were all in a big circle and everybody was around this kid and we were all having a good time. This kid's face was just lit up and he was just having the time of his life. His parents didn't understand what was going on because they've never seen him like this. They've never seen him interacting with people like this. And the doctors told him that he was never going to be able to run around or do flips and all those different things that he was doing in front of everybody. It was just so cool to see all of that come together. Going forward now, these students are going to have that experience to look back on and to use that to fuel their energy, not only for Dance Marathon, but just in their compassion for others in general. I expect students to continue to be involved with Dance Marathon in the future, but also to use their experiences with Dance Marathon to really just give them a drive to help others in the future in whatever way that